My name is Maya. Everything started on an ordinary morning, until I got a message from Mrs. Langford, my former neighbor. I'm so sorry about your parents. Attached was a video that left me frozen. In that video, my parents were speaking at a funeral. They were reading a eulogy, tears in their eyes, their voices trembling as they called my name, like I had just died in a car crash. But I was still alive, standing in my own kitchen while watching it. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Until the video became clearer, my portrait placed next to a casket. I froze. This wasn't an accident. It was a plan. They had declared me dead. 3 years ago, I was falsely accused of stealing $80,000 from the family business. The real culprit was my sister Elena, but my parents chose to protect her. My mother even said bluntly, "Better to lose one than lose both." I was cut off entirely. No goodbyes. No chance to explain. I left the country and lived quietly under a different identity. Now I know they didn't just abandon me. They tried to erase me. When I attempted to access my old accounts, I discovered a death certificate had been registered. My name was legally dead, across all systems, bank records, taxes, Social Security. On paper, I no longer existed. I started investigating. After my death, all inheritance under my name was transferred to Elena. In her wedding photos, my father proudly declared, "A gift for the daughter who always made us proud." I wasn't just abandoned, I was replaced. But I wasn't going to stay silent. I gathered every piece of proof, passport, work contracts, medical bills, tax ID, everything to prove I was alive. I went to a lawyer, filed a complaint, and requested to annul the death certificate and press charges for fraud and property theft. That Sunday, they were holding a memorial service for me at St. Albans Church. And I decided, I would show up. As the hymns echoed through the hall, I walked through the church doors. The room froze. My mother fainted. My father dropped his wine glass. Elena stood paralyzed. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I simply presented the documents proving I was alive. There was no denying it. Looking each of them in the eyes, I said, "You didn't lose a daughter. You threw her away." And then I walked out, leaving behind a chilling silence. The very next day, the death certificate was annulled. I was legally resurrected. Lawsuits were filed, identity fraud, property theft, and declaring a living person dead. A full investigation was launched. I was no longer in hiding. I was a witness, a plaintiff, a woman who returned from the shadows to reclaim the truth. Someone asked me, "Do you forgive them?" I smiled, calm but resolute. Sometimes, you have to die in their world to be reborn in your own. And this time, I didn't come back to forgive. I came back to be free. After the first court hearing, Maya stepped out into the wind, calm despite its force. The years of living as someone legally dead had forged her into a different person, clear-headed, unbreakable. She never went back to the old house. Nor did she seek out her mother, the one who once said, "Better to lose one than lose both." That choice had already been made. Maya had nothing left to hold on to there. Instead of destroying them in revenge, Maya chose to fight back by surviving, openly, radiantly. She rented a small apartment in the city and began working with a civil rights organization that helps people who've been erased by the system, the invisible, just like she once was. Her story spread through legal and media circles. Many who had lost faith in justice found hope again, hearing about the woman who dared to attend her own memorial and say, "I'm still alive." The lawsuit was ongoing. Her parents had hired top-tier lawyers, trying to deny everything. But Maya's evidence was irrefutable. The process would be long, but she was no longer in a rush. Now, time was on her side. One day, Maya was invited to speak at an international conference on civil rights. Standing before hundreds, she said calmly. I once thought I had died. But it turns out, only the weakest part of me died. The strongest part survived, and it brought me here. After her speech, a young woman approached her, eyes red. She whispered, my family erased me from their hearts too, but now I know I'm not alone. Maya smiled. No bitterness. No blame. Just understanding, and a quiet vow to ensure no one else had to live as a shadow. From then on, she didn't just live. She helped others come back to life, too.